I'm going to explain how to apply for the TRC card in Poland in this video. If you watch this video completely, then you will get complete understanding that what are the documents you need to prepare and what is the procedure to apply in one European country. And the procedure would be pretty much same for all other countries, but whereas they will ask for a little bit more documents apart from this. Let's watch this video. So this is not for the video who overall planning to come from India to Poland. This is for the video who are all staying here and they would like to apply for the residence permit. In Polish they are called as Karta Pobytu, so you can search it in the internet. Hello all, I'm Shiva here. In this video, as I said you before, we are going to see the process and documents for the TRC card. So assume that I am here, I have applied for a visa earlier and I have got already TRC card here. So I'm going to extend my TRC. There are many application forms are available for different categories of people. They have uploaded in the website. Prior to that, they have separated in as a zonal office for various cities. You can find out your respective zonal office to apply for your application. Stamp duty you have to pay well in advance. They have given the online link for that. Apart from that, you need to pay for your residence card fees, which is at the end of the collection of your residence card. If you're a working candidate, then you need to supply your extra annexure from your company and then some of the details which you are related to your purpose of work. Apart from that, if you're a student or working in the institutional education colleges, then you can apply just only one application. For the working candidates, I'm saying that you need to apply for extra annexures. For the business people, this is also another important aspect. You need to add much more papers along with your application. Under the education category, you know people who will be studying for the bachelor's, master's, PhD or postdoc or scientific research mobility. All these people will be falling under this category. If you are a working candidate, then you might have got a job offer from you might have migrated here. So in your case, you are here and then you are extending. If some of the people might be migrated from other countries, other country apart from India and migrated here, also in your case you are here and you are extending your temporary residence permit. So working category would be a little bit simple. For the business people, you are here and then you are extending for your temporary residence permit. There is a separate information for blue card. This will be a little bit a minor category under working people, where you will be working here, you will be extending, but you will get your temporary residence card. It is very rare. I don't want to mess up this video with that blue card details. How far ever you have got your validity to stay here, you are applying for your temporary residence card. So the proof of stay has to be furnished in detail at the first point, where for the education institutions they have given already a format that you need to get a letter in this way from your rector or vice principal or principal. There are only few people assigned to give the signature document for you. So find out those relevant people. In that document you need to furnish your details, how long you're going to stay and what are the tuition fees if applicable you have paid already, and what is the deadline for the next payment. All those details has to be furnished in a clear manner, and the seal, signature, date, everything has to be in a perfect way. And the scholarship, if you are applying for your PhD candidates or doctoral students, then you must furnish a separate letter, or they might be furnished in the same rector letter. If you have got scholarship granted from foreign institution, from either European Union or from India, then you must furnish all those letters also in this type of document. If you have paid your tuition fees earlier, then you need to furnish those details also, the payment fees and when you pay to your respective education institution. You must furnish those documents also. The transcript of records, the previous achievement, what you have accomplished in Poland. Minimum you might have stayed 1 year and you might have furnished your studies. So all those degree transcript you must furnish. I'm sorry to say this, if you failed in one of the subjects, if you couldn't be able to furnish any of the studies, then there is 100% chance you'll get rejection. So try to complete your studies correctly and in a clear manner. Try not to have any backlog in this. If you're a working candidate, you might have registered your number with your tax office. You need to submit the PAT letter from those office, and you need to get your letter from your employer also. If you are working candidate, pretty much your HR or your company will take care of all those formalities, or they go to lawyer and then make it as a simple. So I don't need to explain much more in your cases. The certificate of no arrears has to be there furnished for your working candidates. In case of business people, you must furnish your registration document, and then the tax filing history and the memorandum of understanding. All those documents you have to furnish. I would recommend you to go to your lawyers. In all the cases, then you need to get your PESEL number. PESEL number is a document where this is like a kind of PAN number or Aadhaar number in India, I would say. They might have registered all the details about you, either starting from your health or registration, the passport, visa, everything would be registered in that PESEL number. Each and every time if you change your address or your institution or your company or your workplace, everything, whatever you change it, then you need to go and apply in this PESEL office. So try to maintain this number as clear as possible. For all the categories, you need to get your health insurance also. Pretty much the NFZ is mostly accepted in all the places. If you're a working candidate, then you might have your employer might have registered you, and they have given your insurance for you and your family. So for the students, you can also take it up NFZ insurance, or any other private vendors are also available. The insurance must be taken for the whole period. For the financials, either you might have received scholarship, or you might have transferred money from India to your bank account, or you might have received any kind of or you might have got a traveler's check. Then all these details you can show in your bank account and get a statement from your financial institution, and you can submit it as a source of subsistence. The certificate pertaining to your credit card limit can also be accepted in this case, so you can also submit this document, but make sure that how to calculate how much money you need to show your bank account. Different zonal offices are asking a different amount. For an example, the Warsaw office is asking for a little bit more money than the Poznan office. So try to calculate in this manner. The total amount of the money you're going to show should comprise of the total the residence where you're going to stay, the tuition fees, the living cost, and the return ticket to India. All this has to be comprises in this source of finance document. So calculate accordingly and then furnish it clearly. In my case, I have applied for TRC for my kids, so I have taken up a birth certificate for her from India. I have shown you what is Afossil in my previous video. You can watch it here. You need to get the Afossil document, and you need to translate it here in Polish. Whereas for my wife, I have registered the marriage in India, so I have also taken up the Polish notary registration of the marriage certificate, and I have furnished that document also. In the travel document, you need to show your previous visas and passport, all the immigration stamps. You need to take up a copy. In some of the offices, they are asking for 2 to 3 copies, whereas check to the respective zonal office websites and how much copies you need to furnish to them, and then prepare accordingly. Regarding the accommodation, you can show your rental agreement, or you might have stayed in a dormitory or hostel, hotel booking, or shared accommodation, whatever it is. The agreement has to be in your name, and it has to clearly show that say that from which day to which day you are staying, and how much money you are paying to your owner or the house owner. Apart from that, you need to prepare a separate letter to furnish about the staying for the rent of the home where you are staying, or rent of the dormitory, and then living costs you need to show it up, whereas the utility bills, electricity, everything has to be furnished. So there is a separate document for that one. Download and then furnish that. So at the initial stage, you might have been prepared all this document, and you will be going to your office and submit it. You will be taking all the originals just to show, and they will cross check it up. They will take it up the fingerprint, and they will give you your case number. With the case number, you can check it up regularly. What are the documents you need to furnish additionally? After that, they will go to the border check control, and all the police check verification checkups will be done accordingly. With regards to the processing time, I wouldn't say that you can get it within a short period of time. It will take minimum of 3 to maximum 9 months. The eligible time, what they have mentioned in the website, is 4 months to 6 months. They need to complete a case, but this is not the reality. After that, after 6 or 7 months, maybe if you are lucky enough, you will get it in 4 months. Then you will get your residence card for collection. During that time, you can go and you can pay the money which I told you in the first part of this video. You can collect your card. Thanks for watching this video. So this is all the procedure. If you need any kind of information or any doubts in this, if I'm not clear in any of the section, just let me know. I will post upcoming videos. Thanks for subscribing, share it to your friends, and see you in the next video. Bye guys.